Estudió comunicación visual en Brutos, Alemania, y ha sido profesor invitado en el Departamento de Arte de la Universidad del Valle. Su trabajo se centra en la interpretación del territorio a través de dispositivos ópticos y tecnológicos. Para Banquete presenta turntables que conecta la sala de exposición con el pulso, digamos, o los movimientos de la Tierra. Creo que puede seguir el hilo de las dos intervenciones anteriores, que creo que hablan también de la vida como un proceso de construcción, de destrucción y construcción simultáneo, ¿no? Y quizá podemos mirar el planeta Tierra también de esa manera. Franz, please.
Thank you for the introduction. Is it well to hear? It's good to hear everything. I would like to add a little bit something that my work is very much based on new and old media, and to contribute here to this communication in evolution, I would like to show also a relation that also the evolution of seeing has a certain importance. As my work deals a lot with this media, I would like to show you some images what describe a little bit, as I told, the evolution of communication, in my opinion, is very much based on the evolution of seeing or perception. And in a few images, I would like to give you an impression what I mean in this context. And I would also like to show two works what I did. One deals with a very old medium, the camera obscura, and the other one is turntable, what I show here in the exhibition, what deals with earthquakes and also with automatic communication. So what you see here is an operations board, and the very interesting aspect is that these three guys, in fact, they see nearly nothing. But on the other hand, they are connected with the outside, getting a very complex image from what's going on at the coast. It's an image from close to at the Golden Gate, and it's from the Second World War. And the interesting aspect is this connection already between people inside of a building who see only an operations board or screen and getting information through a telephone system or communication system from outside, where they get a very complex information. To get a better idea how this functions, or how this kind of perception functions for animals, I want to show you a slide. On top of it, you see the retina or both are retinas of kangaroos. The first image on top of it is the savanna kangaroo. The other one is the tree kangaroo. And a very interesting aspect biologically is that from the genes, they are nearly identical. But the retina, they have the most difference. On top of it, when you see the first image, you see a high sensitivity in the spaces for everything what it sees in a far distance. So important for this animal is to escape. The second one, the tree kangaroo, who lives in the trees, as the name says, has a very high sensitivity everywhere. For this animal, it's very important just to grab the next branch. But this evolution took millions of years. So from the first image what I showed you to this one, there's only 40 years. And you see a very exterritorial view. I showed you the first image because it's already very close to this one. But this one is directly perceived through machines, through an optical device and a satellite, and you see the Golden Gate area. And in fact, this image made what the three guys did at the beginning obsolete. So you see them here again, and in a project in 1996, I used especially this part here along the Golden Gate for a project what was called military eyes, and I did a research how military perceives reality in opposite to a civil view. So you have this very fantastic view looking to the Golden Gate. Many tourists know it, and there exists a lot of postcards. But if you climb a little bit higher, you see military leftovers. And let me see the next image. And around the coast, you have plenty of bunkers. So all these bunkers were related to the operations board, what was in fact a kind of military brain, and gave all the informations what the soldiers in the single bunker sees. So in '96, I entered most of these bunkers, climbed inside, and here you see an observation slit. It's a kind of restricted view to reality. And I closed this image, this observation slits to the size of a pinhole or a camera obscura opening. So what you suddenly see on the backside of the wall is an image from the outside coming through the observation slit into the inside, and thus giving an idea how, from the optical way, how the military perceives reality. It was a kind of archaeological project. Sometimes images are full of graffiti the closer they are to the Golden Gate, and if they are further away, you see still a lot of the military leftovers, like the wooden pieces here from the communication system. So this was a camera obscura project. For you who don't know what a camera obscura is, in my opinion, it's the oldest new medium. And for many who study photography, the camera obscura is just a handicapped photography. But in fact, in the Renaissance time, it was used to get an idea or to separate the inside and the outside, and not to make a photograph. It was more important to get an image, how the reality functions really outside and how it is seen inside. And this was a very important fact in this time, because like if you would use a crane and you just would put away this this box what is here, this person would see exactly the same. But the interesting aspect is that in this time the people were looking for this separation. And it was Da Vinci who wrote in his book Codex Atlanticus as the first one, or described the camera obscura as a model of the eye. The history of the camera obscura is much longer. Even the Romans used it already 2,000 years ago. And the interesting aspect was that in this time, 2,000 years ago, they used it as a spectacle. So it was used for fun, to install a camera obscura and to see the world upside down. They didn't try to understand how the eye functions. They were only interested in this aspect of spectacle. And in the 18th or 19th, no, in 1840, it was the German writer Goethe, or then I can say Goethe, who did a very strange thing. He was sitting in the camera obscura, and he also wrote a book about the theory of colors. And he closed his eyes in the camera obscura, and he closed the shutter again. And it's in a way a phenomenon why it takes so many hundreds of years to understand the medium, and then sitting inside of the camera obscura and screwing up the eyes. And what Goethe describes in his book sounds a little bit like Carlos Castaneda, like somebody took drugs. And he described all the colors, what are happening, what is going on. And what he discovered, in fact, is that the image doesn't appear in the eye, it appears in the mind. So this is a very new aspect in the relation to communication and also perception, what I want to describe. So to get an idea about the brain is not so very new. Like in 1640, it was Saavedra who described in his book of Grins the board, what all this appears here in my work, operations board and the Turing tables, and here the board from the 17th century. And this time, the brain was regarded as a white board, and all the informations are programmed inside because of in relation to religion, culture, and politics. So in this project, what I show here in the exhibition is called Turing tables, and maybe you see the relation to the first image what I showed, and that's why I did a little excursus. In this exhibition, you see earthquake data, but on the other hand, also the kind of automatic communication system that information through the internet are pulsing into this room, what are recorded through seismographs all around the globe. So it's a live project where around the globe seismographs are connected with the Earth, triggering all earthquake data when an earthquake happens into the internet, and we capture all this data live and instantly and project it into a room. Probably you understand a little bit the relation to the camera obscura, why it's important to understand this medium. And in fact, in this room, there is no image. You see the data on the wall. You can hear sound, what is also triggered through the information. And if you sit on the boxes, you can feel the earthquakes happening. And the informations also to be seen on the boxes. And the project is called Turing tables, as it refers to Alan Turing, English mathematician, who first created in a theoretical way how we understand today programming. He's also the person who cracked the Enigma code because of his knowledge, and he was the first one who wrote and thought about artificial intelligence. He became famous for his Turing machine and also for his Turing test, what tried to figure out already in the 1950s or in around 1950 if a computer or human being is intelligent, and if you can figure out if a computer talks to you or if a human being talks to you. And Turing tables, as I tried to explain in the beginning already, is a project where all communications, what happen in the room, are not through human beings, they are directly through machines. And this is a very new aspect, this symbiosis between human beings and machine, because the informations are first checked by machines and then they are transferred to the human beings.